I'm back at the airport today. Going to do a little flight. I was talking to some people after my last video and they said you should do more short field takeoff stuff. I know I did that in the last video, but I didn't really accomplish it because, you know, the weather wasn't perfect and I wanted to go do a bunch of stuff, but once I got up there it was bumpy. So I'm going to go today and do probably some slow flight, see how that does. But the couple of people I was talking to, both of them were interested in the Flaperon performance. I saw a few debates on our page about Flaperons, whether they really help or, you know, the truth of the matter is our airplanes, they go slow enough where the Flaperons aren't really going to make too big of a deal. You know, you can land pretty slow, but if you were to activate the Flaperons here, you see that they come down pretty good, and basically that should give us more, that should give us, you know, less speed and the ability to descend without, you know, increasing our speed, and it should get us off the runway quicker. And the only downside is when you have the Flaperons in this position where they're down like that, you really have to hold back on the stick. If you let it go, it's gonna go forward. It's a lot. So as soon as you're in flight, you're gonna want to get up there and you're gonna want to start wheeling them back up. You know, it's just something I want to try for today. This video probably won't be super long. You know, I had planned again to fly far away. Just every time I plan on doing it, something comes up or, you know, the weather's not right. So I'll fly, you know, a couple miles away from here or something. We'll figure it out, do some slow flight with Flaperons, and then come back and then do some short field takeoff and landing stuff. I'll start with doing a regular one and we can get kind of a baseline. Ooh, it's dark. Get a baseline, you know, where we're taking off, and then we'll do Flaperons and we'll see how much they help. The other thing too is, you know, when you're flying the Challenger and you're looking for places to land, if you see a place and you need to use the place, if you question yourself like, hey, I wonder if I can land there, I don't know, but I'm in a position where I have to, you probably can. And the reason I say that is because when we flew to Aero Estates, I remember flying over it going, there's not a runway there. It's not possible. I mean, if there is, the airplanes aren't landing there. Once I got down into it, I realized, well, it's big enough, and it's an optical illusion. And most things are when you're flying, you know. You think to yourself, well, oh no, I might not be able to land there, but realistically, you probably can. So one of the reasons for the Flaperons today and doing all that stuff is to see if it does help allow me to, you know, get a lot slower. If I need to, if I lose the engine, I'm at 2,500 or 2,000 feet, I can reach up there and, you know, if I need them, to slow myself down. So I don't know. Everybody debates everything, you know, when it comes to these things. Just like any other YouTube video, everything I do is wrong, supposedly, to some people. The big thing now, not the big thing, but two people were like, stop talking so much and just show us flying. And then some people were like, hey, I like that you interact with us. And I don't really know how to make people happy. And it's not like I get paid to do this. I just do it because I love it. Also, the mic, one of the same people said, well, you should get this and that for your airplane, for your mic, so we don't have to hear the engine noise and blah, blah, blah. I don't have doors. There's no doors on my plane. So I don't think, even if I had a higher end situation, I'm going to alleviate, you know, the engine noise. I don't know. And also that, like, I'm just doing this. It's fun. It's how I want to do it. That being said, if you're watching this and you want to help me out, nobody does it. I always ask, but like, if you could like, comment, feel free to even be judgmental. I don't care, as long as it's productive. And it helps the algorithm. It makes it to where this video can get seen more by other pilots or maybe other people who are interested in becoming a pilot, you know. Disclaimer that I always put up on the screen: I am not a CFI, which is a certified flight instructor, and that's the only people you can really take information from in the aviation world. I am a private pilot, so, you know, I have the ability to fly into any airspace, well, as long as I have ADS-B, but this airplane does not. But so I have more privileges than a sport pilot does simply because of the private pilot status. So I am not a CFI. I do intend on getting that I've been doing research on how to get all that, and I would love to be in a position to where I could just take this and come to you and train you with it so that you can go buy your own. That's an end game goal. You know, I'm 38 now, so if I can start doing that, I think that'd be really awesome. But I think the only way I get that done is if I can make something happen with the channel. And also, I know I keep talking about taking the boys and doing things and this and that, but you know, it's not always the situations don't always work out, the timing or the places we're going with the weather. So, but the next thing I have planned is taking Justice to fish at Rec Law. So that's definitely gonna happen at some point in time. But so I'm gonna get this thing pre-flighted. I got to move my hanger mates Kit Fox out, and we'll get this thing in the sky. We'll do some slow flight. We'll do some some Flaperons. Let's just call this the Flaperon episode. Let's talk Flaperons is what I'll say on there. I promise no corny impressions this time. And yeah, and then the sky, hold on, what does this say? It says, the sky is not my limit, it's my playground. That's what we're going with today. It's my playground. And this is my thing that's on the playground that you get to play with. So anyways, I'm gonna get it ready and we'll get up there. All right, about to get started, but I will say the weather is very sporadic. We just had a huge gust of wind come through here. I would say I would classify it as unstable at this point, so we'll see how the flight goes, and depending on what I do is depending on the weather, because it looks nice here but it's really cloudy there and we keep getting these gusts, so we'll see what happens. Let's see here. Another thing I forgot to mention was the last flight my voltage was through the roof, like 18 on my meter here. And so it turns out it was the voltage regulator. That's what some people had commented, and I had talked to a few people about it. And so Ray, my hangar mate here, he lives closer and he's here all the time, and he's super mechanical, so he threw one in there for me. So this is going to be the first flight since the voltage regulator. So it's still a little bit high. It's at 14 now, so I'm curious to see what it does when we're on the road, when we're on the runway. It's possible the battery was kind of brought down a little bit from me messing with it, and so maybe now it'll charge itself back up and then come down. And I have my little sweat rag here because it is very humid. And we are logged on to 4 flight, so we've got our traffic and all that good stuff. And make sure our traffic is on, and it is. Alright, there's some convective activity here. We've got 5 gallons of fuel on board. Not going far away, so I'm not worried about it. Weather here. Let's look at the METAR. Winds are calm, VFR. I mean, obviously, but altimeter 2985. Yeah, you guys can see in here. I really like to use ForeFlight, and a lot of sport pilots probably won't spend the money on it, but since I fly regular airplanes too, I have my iPad Mini 6 and ForeFlight, and then of course you have to have, I don't know if I can see that, but you have to have your, like a Stratus or something like that to sync to it, and that way you have traffic, and you can see other people around. Like right now there's somebody that's at 2,400 feet, just west of the field, or excuse me, east of the field here, and he just popped off, but he'll come back. I'm probably not in very good signal down here, so once I start the taxi, it'll pop up more. And we're going to use 3-2 because the gust of wind came from the north. Other than that, it's been pretty calm. So if I get that gust again, I want it to be into my headwind, obviously. So we will
use that, take that into consideration. Just trying to get my EGTs and CHTs up before I go. My voltage is just over 14, and Ray had said it was, my voltage meter was probably off by, I don't remember what he said, but you know, if it's showing 14, it's probably like 13 something, 13.8. I also have a digital one that's in this little bag over here that I had hooked up to it, so I trust it. It's a little off, you know. I do want to have digital gauges in here at some point, like a screen. Actually, what I would like to do is get the, there's that thing that you can mount to your wing and then you can hook it up to an iPad in here. I think that would be so cool. Because then I would have digital EGTs, CHTs, all that stuff, you know.
And Cherokee traffic, experimental 6285 Bravo is taxiing to 32 Cherokee County. And can I get any radio truck?
Loud, clear.
Thank you.
I love it when some people answer and help out. Because when you have a little radio like I do, you just kind of never know. You just never know. All right, there's that traffic back out there. It looks like they're going northbound. Wow, it shows that there's a thunderstorm. You know, when it's red on your iPad, it's not always the best. And we are going to put our flaperons up because we are doing a regular, oops, that's the wrong way, a regular takeoff, the first one, because we're just wanting to make sure everything in the plane is the way it needs to be and is happy.
And Cherokee County, yellow experimental 6285 Bravo is going to back taxi 32 Cherokee County.
Now I'm not going to lie, it sounds bad today. My mic sounds bad. I don't know if it's my radio, if it's my headset. I don't see anybody in the traffic here and nobody answered, so we are clear to go. We're always using our eyes. Here at Cherokee County, you have to back taxi to 32 on the runway on the active, so a little more awareness involved. It's weird because there's actually enough, you know, it's probably really expensive, but there's enough, you know, field over here that they could have ran it all the way through, but I mean, it doesn't really change anything. It's not the busiest airport in the world, but it definitely is busier than some. Yeah, man, my voltage is high still. It's not as high as it was, but it's still high, so I'm hoping it comes down after we get going here. We will see. All right, I'm gonna do my pre-flight, or my, go through my checklist here really quick, and then we'll be gone. Fuck, get away from me, dude. Get away from me, motherfucker.
And Cherokee County traffic, experimental 6285 Bravo is taking runway 32, and I'll be left traffic for 32, Cherokee County.
All right, let's look at our final and our base and our downwind. It looks clear, nobody on my ADS-B. One thing to remember is airplanes like ours don't have it, so if someone's not using their radios and doesn't have it, you wouldn't know. So that's why we use our eyeballs. All right, I'm gonna stay here. God, I am pouring sweat. It is that humid today. I didn't quite do this the way I wanted to, but all right. All right, so there's the 3-2. We usually take off right after that first mark. All right, here we go. 30, 35, 40. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. That's a little dirty, but I guess we'll take it. All right, so our first landing is going to be in this configuration, which is actually, I'm fighting it, so I'm going to put them up even more. There we go. This would be a trimmed and level flight type trim. Our voltage is back to 14, so I'm thinking we're okay here. Everything's looking good, feeling good. We're at a VX climb, 50. Right here is my critical time, because if I lost my engine right here, it'd be very difficult, this particular spot. But I'm gonna put my nose down and crosswind here, pull my power back a little bit.
And Cherokee County, yellow 205 Bravo, left downwind 32, Cherokee County.
And I am high enough now, I'm gonna pull my RPMs back. My temps all look really good.
4 traffic, 51 still involved. 2 miles to the north over flying midfield to the left down on the 23 report.
Alright, that wasn't us. Doesn't feel too sporadic up here. Feels pretty calm. I can see the storm out that way, but alright, so the last time I flew, I kept on overshooting this, and I had my Donald Trump impression going on, so I need to focus. I want to kind of put the wheels down on the threshold, you know, on the before the 3.2. And I always am so used to flying high that I need to get it into my brain that I want to make a regular approach here, which is hard to do because I want to be high, I want to land, I want to have distance to make decisions. But we're in the pattern here, so we'll be okay. Let's see here, I'll get you guys a better view here.
And Cherokee County, yellow 205 Bravo's left base, 32, Cherokee County.
I felt a little turbulence there, little bit.
4 traffic, 51 still off, overflying midfield, entering the left down on for 2-3 report.
Come on, do it.
And Cherokee County, yellow 205 Bravo, final 32, Cherokee County.
See, I'm still too high, but I'm going to force it down a little bit here. Pull the power back. I'm definitely too fast for, see, my first one, and I'm going to have to, screw it, I'm going around. I just like to be high. Get power before you climb out. Damn it, man.
And Cherokee County, yellow 205 Bravo's on the go, 32, Cherokee County. I'll be left traffic for 32.
There's a bird flying up towards me. Don't do it. Well, that one was a warm-up. That was a warm-up approach. I mean, I could have landed all day long, but I'm trying to come up short into the, 3-2. So I got to kind of work a little harder. Also, you can force the nose towards the ground and just really control.
4 traffic, 51 still inbound, turning left base, 2-3, report.
And, I'm gonna pull my power back, put my nose down, get crosswind. You can get these things down pretty aggressively.
And Cherokee County, yellow 205 Bravo's downwind, left downwind, 32, Cherokee County.
And
4 traffic, 51 still inbound, turning final, 2-3, report.
Sound like he said 3-2 that time, but he's been saying 2-3. I don't know, I can't barely hear very well, so. And he's not here, I don't see him. But anyways, yeah, you can get these things down pretty aggressively if you feel comfortable doing that. I don't specifically, need to do that when I'm just practicing this stuff. But just to show you that I can do it, I'm gonna do it this time. But I don't like to be low, man, I just don't like to be low. And then after that, we'll do a full stop, and then we'll put some flaperons in and see what the dealio.
Palestine approach, Cirrus 96 Lima's here. Is going to be doing the VOR 18, and we'll be going mist, and we'll be climbing out to 3,000 at 090 Palestine traffic.
And Cherokee County, yellow 205 Bravo's base, left base, 32, Cherokee County.
I've been forgetting to put my direction in there, like left, right. See, now I'm low enough now, but it's critical. This is a critical position. And critical, I mean, like, if I lost the engine, I don't know. If there's enough wind, I'm not making it.
And Cherokee County final for 685 Bravo 32, Cherokee County.
I see, I have such a fear of it. I just stay way high, but here we go. Here we go. When I first started to fly this thing, it was like I was always coming up short. Oh, I definitely didn't do a short, you know, a super short landing, but I didn't want to slam it in the ground.
And Cherokee County, yellow from Minnesota Bravo's backpack in 3-2, Cherokee County.
You know, but you look from here to there, we're about 300 feet away from a football field away from the thing, and I overshot it. So, you know, if you're in the sky and you need to, I mean, it's such a small area. I mean, this is literally someone's front yard or backyard, and you could be on grass, you know, you could be more aggressive and slam it down, you know. I guess that's the whole point of this situation is you want to know what your airplane will or won't do if you're in a position that you have to do that, you know. So now we're going to go full flaperons, which should prematurely take us off, so I have to be careful. I'm going to just get over here a little bit. So, you know, last time we took off before the, or not, like right at that first, I think I did anyways, I have to review the video, but right after that first mark. So we're going to put the flaperons down. Now we're going to have to really fight the stick. We're going to have to fight this bad boy. Pulling it back, pulling it back.
And Cherokee County, yellow from 95 Bravo is departing 3-2, staying in the traffic, Cherokee County. All right.
All right, here we go. All right. 30, 40.
Company traffic, there's 96 Loomis here is entering 1-8 final of about 7 miles to the north. Inbound will be going mid, final speed traffic.
It was definitely not what I've never tried that before. And that was definitely not as advertised. So, don't do that on takeoff. In my airplane anyways. Maybe your airplane's different, I don't know. But man, I had to...
Traffic, 6 on Sierra. We're going to shoot the VOR approach, but we're not going to land. We're just going to go mist and depart to the east, Palestine traffic.
It was weird. I really thought that it was going to pop off the ground. But I'll tell you what, it was a lot harder to work the airplane with the flaperons down, a lot harder. A little power back, get my nose down, make our crosswind here, get some speed. Wow, okay.
And Cherokee County, yellow from 95 Bravo is left front 32, Cherokee County.
All right, well, that was interesting. I don't know what to think about that. I'm on the fence now. I told somebody I thought it would pop off the ground real simple, and it didn't. So now I'm going to have to make a landing with them on, too. Like, I'm curious. It's probably, luckily I can control this airplane pretty well, but there we go. I'm bringing them in. Oh gosh. Oh, it's so hard to maintain. I am pulling back very hard. Matter of fact, I'm going to take it off some. They're still down a little bit, so we'll get a general idea, but see, I have to pull back to keep the nose up. We'll see if it helps out a little bit here. I think at this point, flaperons are only for trimming while flight, and that's what people said, and I argued with them, and I was wrong, I guess. I thought for sure they would be a critical landing and takeoff, but no. You live, you learn.
And Cherokee County, left base, 3-2, Cherokee County.
So now I have them in, and you know, I'm in my descent. And it is, I do have more control of my descent, I will say that. And they are down probably about halfway. So let's see what we can do with them down halfway. See if we can make a... See if it wants to make me float or not. And yeah. Yeah, okay, it did. All right, here we go. We're gonna use them again to take off. And it does not like it. It does not like it.
And Cherokee County, yellow timeout 62, 85 Bravo, on the go, 3-2, copy left traffic.
Our voltage is still 14.2 or something, so it's probably 14. CGTs, EGTs looking good. We're producing about 6,400 RPMs on this climb. I don't know if I'm full throttle or it's really close. I should have topped this thing off with fuel and done a long trip, but all the convective activity around and all that stuff, I was like, you know what, let's just be smart, stay close, get the engine running, get out here and just put another hour in or whatever. I'm at 20 some odd hours in this airplane, so I love it, I'm comfortable with it. I don't need more to feel comfortable with it, you know. I'm just going to go to 2,000 because it looks like the clouds are not too much above that. So to stay VFR, I have to be at a certain distance from them. So, golly, that's annoying. There are so many things that annoy me in the cockpit of this airplane. I kind of aim into the wind here. All right, let's see here. We're gonna pull back. Pull back to, that's 52. Just see if we can hang here at 52. 5,200 RPM. That's right, you come down to about 5,000 RPMs now. So we'll just see what we can do here. All right, we're just gonna get into a little slow flight action here and kind of see what happens. Once we start to stall, we'll buffer a little bit, we'll put the nose down, add some power. And let's come back to 48. All right. We are 45. If I have an issue, I have a good field right ahead of me here. 4,000 RPMs. We're at 40 airspeed. We are at 38 airspeed. And I'll pull the power back a little bit more, 35, and there it goes. All right, so 35. 35 without the flaperons. Of course, it starts to buffer about 36. Let's get back up here a little bit. I wasn't aggressive, you know, I wasn't trying to put it into a stall. I was just straight and level. Let's see what it'll go down to. Like if I'm on final, granted, you know me, I don't get anywhere near those numbers. I like to come in fast and hot and high because I know I can control the airplane. I can slow it down, I can maneuver it. So let's get these dummy faces in here. Let's put in about half here, and I'm gonna hold the stick back. And here we go. So we're about half flapper on now. It's a little bumpier already because now we're all right, straight and level, we're at 1,800. Pull the power back. Straight and level, and we're gonna hold it here. We're pulling the power back. We're almost to 4,000 RPMs. And we are down to 40 in the airspeed. We have our flaperons halfway down now, remember. I'm pulling the nose up a little bit. So 38, 37, 35, 35. 30, well, speed it up a little bit. Come on. Come on. It wants to just hang out here. There we go, come on. 34-ish. It doesn't want to stall yet. 33-ish, I'm starting to buffer a little bit. All right, I'm gonna call it. No, not yet. I'm holding back, I'm holding back. I'm gonna call it. Well, it didn't want to go yet, so pull the power back a little bit more. See if we can't get her to, there we go. So I'm gonna call it 33. I put a little RPMs in there and then get these back up. I don't like flying with them down. Okay guys, in recap, or in doing what we just did, I will tell you that I'm not going to use the flaperons except for to trim the airplane during flight. I was wrong. If you were somebody who thought that it was, if you were somebody who said, hey, you should only use it for trimming it out, don't use it for anything else, and I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. I was wrong. You were right. This airplane does not enjoy flaperons. We'll get back up to 2,000 here. We don't got anybody around us, so that I can see on the ADSB anyways. That red line is moving towards us. Now we're facing that red line. And we'll fly out that way a little bit and see what's going down. Yeah, let's fly towards the bad weather, John. But we're still VFR. We're okay. We have visibility. Probably, I think it said 9 miles. And I can verify that because I can see Jacksonville. Excuse me. All right, we'll just stick it here. Well, let's get up to 2,000 actually. Hold on, let me get up there. Got 6,000 RPM, so it's going to take a minute. And you know, my thing for altitude is decision time. The lower you are, the less decision time you have. Looks like we got some traffic out there. 1,100, 1,000 feet above us, so we will level off and turn back towards the airport. Go back to about 5,800. So now we're at almost 2,000 feet, so. I do have a climb prop in this, so I don't have a very good top end, but I have a pretty good climb. Which is why if you ever seen my VX climb out, people are like, wow, you're gonna kill yourself. It's like, no, I'm a little above my VX speed, which is 50. And sometimes it goes down to 48, 49, but as we just saw it, obviously just buffers, you know. And we'll head back to the airport here. That red line did slip a little bit closer. Yeah, I'm no longer gonna talk about the flaperons being helpful in a position like landing or taking off. Maybe they are. These airplanes were all built by different people. Granted, it's like the same design. So it's possible somebody's got a different type of situation in theirs, and it does help them. I don't have the fairings for my struts. I don't have, you know, the wheel pants on. There are things that might, you know, factor into this. So I don't want to downplay it because I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know, or an engineer or somebody who understands what the math on that is. All I know is I love my little yellow airplane. It's slow as hell. It's my baby girl, and it doesn't like flaperons. So no flaperons for me. Except for, again, when you're in flight, like right now, you know. I'm actually at like 5,200 RPMs maintaining this 2,000 at 50 some odd miles an hour, so I'm pretty excited about that. Next time I do a long trip, I'm gonna do it like as slower, like probably this 5,200 RPM, this vibe right here. Just see how it does, how the gas does. You know, it's funny to think that I had a fear of taking this thing further away from the airport back when I first got it, you know, because obviously you're like, well, it has a damn, you know, jet ski or a snowmobile engine on it, you know, like, I'm getting to where I trust it, but not as much the plane as my ability to handle a situation in the plane. As you know, I lost my engine here, just about a mile that way, and I made it back to the airport because she's got the glide ratio, and And now my ability to, oh, there's a golf cart on the runway. My ability to handle a situation. Like I'm looking down, look at that 3-2, you can't see it probably, but that 3-2 area is like this right here in the first line. Everything out here is bigger than that. I could literally land anywhere. All right, we're not going to land. There's a golf cart on the runway. So we're going to climb out.
And Cherokee County, yellow experimental aircraft Bravo is just going to overfly the airport and go crosswind and enter the 3-2 downwind, Cherokee County.
I don't know if you guys can see them. Maybe that camera can, but there's a golf cart doing a FOD check. So these guys on the golf cart, or people that are like on the runways, if you're not a pilot or don't know, they're looking for foreign object debris. For example, they found my strobe, the glass top of my strobe on the runway, or somewhere near the runway. And I hate that happened, because what if somebody else was in their airplane and somebody hit it or something? I would feel horrible. That's a horrible situation. So anyways, that's what they're doing. They're just checking for things on the runway, making sure it's safe for us. So I have no problem going around letting him do his job. I think he has a radio, but he probably can't, I don't know, maybe it doesn't have a mic on it or something, or maybe I just didn't hear him. But I have no problem letting people do their job and me staying the hell out of their way. You're not allowed to land on the runway with somebody on the runway now. If there's a pilot, we flew in formation and we have an agreement on how things are going to work, that's a little different, because, you know, they know, hey, we're behind you, we're doing this. But the golf cart guy, if I have to go around, even though I know I can get up and down, I put his life in danger. You know, not really, it's very, very small, like almost nothing, but in aviation, almost nothing is something. So that means you don't take the chance. Like, say I had to go around and I'm climbing out of 3-2 because like a deer runs out, and now he's on the runway and I don't want to do a crow hop. I just want to go ahead and go around. Boom! I lose my engine. I'm now putting his life at risk because I made a decision to be impatient and land when I'm doing the thing I love the most, other than being with my kids. I'm flying. Now the best thing is being with my kids while I'm flying, but they're not here right now. They're other moms. And if they were, there's no doubt that Jonah would be complaining that we're landing because he wants to fly out. They both do. They both would be like, can we keep flying? They would love that the guy is on the runway in his golf cart doing a pod check. He is still out there, but you know what? I am having fun. I'm having a ball. It appears as though we have enough fuel. And if we don't, then we're right here anyway, so no big deal. I mean, I do, for the record. The rule book says you have to have your flight to your intended destination plus a half an hour during the daytime, 45 minutes at nighttime, but I have probably, you know, half an hour worth of idle fuel like right here. And it's just fun to fly, man. I can put my hands out and go, wee! I have a farmer stand, wee! Look at what I can do. Oh, you know what? He might be done. I don't see him anymore. Oh yeah, there he is.
And Cherokee County, yellow experimental 6285 Bravo is going to circle into left downwind base to final for Cherokee County.
All right, here we go. Let's do something fun here. Let's get this dirty dog just a gnarly approach here. This is what I call making babies. Runway's back there. We just lost the engine. Oh, we lost the engine. Not really, not really. I've got it pulled back, and it wouldn't really matter if it did die right here. Matter of fact, it is beyond idle now, so we are down to 20 some odd hundred RPMs. It's no longer helping us. So we had 800 feet to lose, and I'm in a pretty aggressive descent, but I'm in safe numbers. I'm in really safe numbers right now.
And Cherokee County, Yellow Terminal 628 Bravo is final 32 Cherokee County.
So like the engine's not even a factor right now. If anything, it's holding me up a little bit. Look at this. Look at that. If you're gonna make turns, just make sure you got speed. I'm gonna slow us down now. Lifting the nose up, slow us down a little bit. Got a little too much speed. And the engine's basically at idle, so it's off. Oh, just look. That is how babies are made. Kids, if you're a child watching this, that is how babies are made, if you've been wondering. That's fun. That's what this type of airplane's all about, right there. It is about doing fun stuff. That was fun, just dropping out.
And Cherokee County, Yellow Experiment Alpha Bravo's clearly active, taxi powered, Cherokee County.
That was awesome. If you don't own a Challenger 2, or a Challenger or whatever, if you don't fly, if you have doors on and God, what is that noise? If you have a plane that has doors on it, you are missing out big time. All right, well, hey, I know I asked at the beginning of the video, it really helps me out if you like the video, if you comment. And I know normally at this point you just turn it off if you even made it this far. But please, if you're about to turn this off, just go down there and hit the thumbs up, put a comment, tell me I suck, I don't care. I mean, it hurts my feelings a little bit, but like, I get over it. And yeah, help me out here.